long was that going on for?
That was a long time. Christ, that's deep.
Yeah, that was like 5, 6, 7 seconds.
Yeah.
Good morning, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to Scotland, although we're not in Scotland yet, we will be.
Yes.
This promises to be quite an exciting video because it's our first trip to Scotland and we've got a good trip planned for today, so stay tuned. Secondly, because this is quite important, we're doing a giveaway today. Do you like what we're wearing? If you do, you can win, because we are giving away one item to 3 different people who comment on this video. Now, to be in with the chance, you need to answer a question, and your comment needs to be the answer to the question within the comment section.
And you had to watch the whole video because the actual answer to that question is in the video. So there's no point in fast forwarding to the end to find out what the question is because the answer is within the video.
Hi. Right, stop one of the day, Alvan's Foot. Little village just there, main line just there, and the station. This is the whole. We've just been speaking to a Network Rail guy, and he said this is where the station was. Right here, I think you see up there, it's a kind of a little embankment. Well, that is the Leadhills line, the Alvan's Foot to Wanlockhead, which is where we're going to go now. That's where it came off the main line, round this way south behind us and up into the valley. So we're going to follow that now. We're going to another 100 metres higher than where we are now to the next 2 stations, Leadhills and Wanlockhead. Right?
Yep.
Right, I'm exceptionally excited.
That's an understatement.
Rebecca's not as excited as I am, it's suffice to say.
I'm a little bit more excited now my heart has got on my legs after coming up that hill.
True. So we've just come off of the M74. As you saw, we stopped at Alvan's Foot, abandoned station, disused station, where this line started, Alvan's Foot to Wanlockhead, and up into the villages of the mine villages, the lead mines, and a number of other things. We'll come to a bit more about the history in a little bit, but for the first little bit of waffle, we've been driving up this valley now for probably 10-15 minutes, and it rises from 300 metres up to 400 metres, and the whole time you can see the line up in the hills. You can see the old structures. There's some old culverts right underneath us now. There must be an old culvert because you've got that. And this is exactly what I mean. This is the type of thing we love looking for, little old bits like this. Can hear the trickle of water through it. I try and tread carefully. Annoyingly, I've lost my torch. It only costs 250 quid, 200 quid even, but we can get in. Look, wow, I really hope you can see down there. Right, we're coming up to now where we think the viaduct was, so we could have sworn from the road we saw some structures. I'm not convinced, Rebecca.
In the opposite direction.
Well, you can see. I say you can see.
It was when we were coming through.
When we were driving from up here. There's an old viaduct here. Can't remember the name of it, but clearly there's a viaduct here, and I thought we could see some remains. I have a funny feeling we can see whatever these things are up here. See on the path up the other side there, some kind of boarding. Yeah, no idea what that is, but I reckon we looked at that. Or I looked at that and thought, yeah. As a side-on view, that's a structure. So we're at the Leadhills and Wanlock Railway, which is obviously a little heritage centre. Really sadly, it's still closed, which I completely understand. Probably down to a number of different factors, obviously.
Oh yes.
But for an intermediate tick, this is Leadhills station, and obviously it's got the light railway, which is really sadly not yet open. I did not expect this, Rebecca.
It's a bit warm.
We've just come from our home in the south of England, and
Dull.
it's been 30. No. But I mean, the last week it's been 35 degrees, intense heat, and we thought we'd come to Scotland to escape that. It's 26 degrees. We're 400 metres above sea level, and we're like, well, I'd get sunburnt. We did not prepare for this. We're on the Elvensfoot to Wanlockhead branch line, which I think, I mean, it almost made it across the valley, across the hills, to the Dumfries to Glasgow line, but it didn't. It was made as a branch line because it was predominantly used to take the minerals that were mined here, especially lead, down to the main line. Wanlockhead, which we shall get to very shortly, is was the highest, we think, the highest mainland standard gauge railway. Therefore, the Wanlockhead was the highest and is the highest disused abandoned railway. I guess there's some old lead mine workings up ahead of us.
Like that.
Because there's all sorts of old, wonderful, weird, wonderful buildings here. Half the reason we've carried on walking up from Leadhills, which is just down there, Leadhills station in the distance, is because there's an old tunnel up here. So there's a lead mine, and the lead mine went from that building just behind the camera now, back down the hill toward Leadhills, and it went for a tunnel. So just there in the distance is a tunnel, bizarrely. So we're just taking a detour from the main line at Leadhills, and we come up to this old tramway, as we said, to have a look at the mineral line here, which went from that building there and that mine there, right down into Leadhills. So let's have a quick look at the building first.
Yeah.
Know nothing about lead mines, but this is Wilson's shaft. It then went down there, through the tunnel, and down to what was a washing mill. Know nothing about lead mines. If you do know stuff about lead mines, shout and let us know. What are all these holes for in the side of the building here? What are we looking at? What was the archway for? No clue. Let us know, by all means. Really no clue as to what we're looking at in terms of a lead mine. Ah, here's your shaft. Wow.
That's a bit of stone on it.
Mm.
Oh my god, that's deep.
How long was that going on for?
That was a long time. Christ, that's deep.
Yeah, that was like 5, 6, 7 seconds.
Yeah, at least. We might have just carried on going for all we know.
Let us know about lead mines, because honestly that's exceptionally deep. Were lead mines really deep? Wow. Wow, completely clear, no collapses, nothing, completely sort of local stone built, no sort of cement or anything to bind it together, just lumped together like this. Completely intact all the way through. You can see the portal, probably 100, 150 yards the other end. Why was this built? This is another big question. This is very similar to the Garndyfus Wales one we saw, where it just defies logic, doesn't it really? There's no steep hill here. Fascinating, absolutely fascinating. Right, on to Wanlockhead.
Wanlockhead. I could do a cup of tea.
Really?
Aye.
Cup of tea, how many sugars?
None.
No sugars, okay. Cup of tea, cup of coffee, no sugars.
Let's go.
So in terms of Wanlockhead, this is, as we said, one of the highest village in Scotland, and we assume the UK, but maybe not. correct us on that again. We're 410 metres, although Visit Scotland says 467 metres high. Either way, whatever.
That's a noisy one.
There's a noisy sheep just across the way there. So before we go up and see the station here, we just want to come down and do the beam engine. So this area has been mined for all sorts of reasons from very early times, right? Including the Romans who came here and mined. So anyway, either way, the quality of the gold here is exceptionally high. 22 point something carat gold.
Yeah, it's used to make the Scottish crown. Where did Spain come from?
So yeah, quite a intense mining history in this village, and there's all sorts of mining houses built, you can tell, all around you, can't you?
Yeah, all the lead miners' houses.
Lead miners' houses. I meant to be, oh, just across the way there you can see the beam engine. Wonderful. See the beam engine, the left hand side of the beam engine is where the shaft was, and that's where they pump water out of a deep mine, but perhaps as well they also then took out some of what they mined from the shaft here and along this line. Obviously these are, I assume they're original, you know, that was built in 1870 I think, lasted 40 years, I'm assuming these were from the same sort of era. How amazing is that? And of course a little bit of track that Rebecca's still stood on now. Goes across the embankment over there, probably to the actual line. Oh, that's not a main line, but it's another mine working line. What a fascinating landscape this is. I'm so glad we came here. Right, made it, Rebecca.
We did just.
It's such a warm day, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Right, that is like some sheep pens, industrial building. That we think marks the spot of the station, the Wanlockhead or Wanlockhead station, which is the, we think, again we're thinking a lot here, but the highest abandoned UK station in existence, or was in existence, right
Definitely
there.
the highest abandoned Scottish station.
Well, this, yeah, exactly, because this is the highest Scottish town, village.
Yeah.
So we're going to gamble and call this video just that. The line heads off back that way, through the pass up there, back down sort of 8 miles towards Alvensfoot. Behind us you can see the end of the line, which is just there, so probably like a siding or something, we assume. So yeah, we'll call it a day. Yeah. Thanks for watching. I hope you like this little vlog of ours. We nearly forgot. We nearly forgot.
Yeah.
The question.
Oh yeah.
Right, so the question, you need to comment below with the answer, and you need to do that within 1 week of the video being published, because we will choose 3 people at random to go online and choose 1 item of merch. 3 people. The question is, how does Rebecca take a tea? How does Rebecca take a tea? Put your answer in the comment below, and yeah, we will pick 3 people at random who will get a 1 item from our merch shop.
Jumper, a t-shirt or a bag.
Cool.